Thank you for tuning in to the Codex Prime YouTube. We have a special interview with Don McGregor that was recorded last week at Rhode Island Comic Con, but unfortunately we ran out of juice. I was contemplating whether I should post it or not, but the masses have spoken, so here it is, the exclusive interview that we had with Don McGregor, the creator of the character Erik Killmonger. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Codex Prime Podcast, codEXTRA, live from Rhode Island Comic Con. I am here with, it is my pleasure to say, I am here with Rhode Island's own Don McGregor. Don McGregor, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine because I'm with you. and I don't know what we're going to talk about. You said sex, but I don't think that's actually what we're going to talk about.
Okay, man.
Suddenly he's already saying, this interview is nothing like with Christopher Priest. What the hell is this?
Yes.
Did I mention how much I love Christopher Priest? Had I mentioned that?
During the panel, yeah.
You know, when I'm not making this up, but when Christopher walks in the room, he's the smartest guy in the room. He's just talented, and he's also really one of the nicest people you can meet.
I had just interviewed him, and I can honestly 100% agree.
I'm not kidding around when I'm saying that. One of the reasons I'm here is I said, if you give me he said, well, will you come? Christopher's going to be there, and I said, if my table's beside his.
That's amazing. Now, you are actually the creator of the recently iconic character Erik Killmonger, right, from the Black Panther trailer.
It was not iconic when he was created. They hated him, but
yeah, as you were saying during the panel yesterday, and it's just amazing how he was brought to the silver screen, and he just blew up into this almost larger than life character. And I'm not sure if he was anything like the character that you created back in Jungle Tales in the 70s. Can you tell us about that?
The major storyline is Panther's Rage. I mean, basically it's T'Challa having to defend his throne from Killmonger, who wants to take it over. And so the essential storyline for the movie is that. And the character of Erik Killmonger I created when I was first given that series. So, it was... This background story, because Stan Lee and Jack Kirby initially created the Black Panther in the 60s for to be in the Fantastic Four, but there maybe were 4 to 6 stories that had taken place in Wakanda. So it was a concept, and it was a great one, but you didn't have a lot about Wakanda, what it was. I mean, there was the palace, there was the vibranium mound, and there was jungles. So, I mean, the first thing, when they said, you're going to do the Black Panther set in Wakanda, because they had brought him to America. And I know why they did it. They wanted to put him in the Avengers or whatever, but they made him like a school teacher in Harlem. Now, why would an African king want to be a school teacher in Harlem?
Yeah.
What? Really, it makes no sense. Outside of the fact that's apparently all they could come up with to get him so they could get him to the United States. Now, it's my job to set stories every 2 months set in Wakanda. So, I mean, literally, I think I took 3 months, not just reading the few books that existed on the Panther, but then researching everything. Because unlike the movie, let's say we costuming. We need costuming for not just for the heroes and the villains, but for all the characters. And I said, well, okay, let's hire the best costuming person in the business. Who we got? And that person comes forward, and they say, design a whole bunch of costumes for us. We go looking for this, or we're looking for that. We're kind of looking for this, we're kind of looking for that. And then that person goes out, and they do that work. And then you say, oh, sets. We need sets. What do these places look like? And then they say, oh, let's get a set designer. So, we want it to look kind of, and we need, and if you could try to, but if you're in comics, it comes only from your head. Nothing exists until you dream it up, and then you don't have anybody to go to. It's only you and the artist. So it was me, at that point, me and Rich Buckler had to put everything together. And if I found photographs of a certain kind of costuming that looked, okay, this looks right, but we can't use it, specifically, because I would say that Wakanda's definitely in this area of Wakanda. So then you would try to like use some elements, use other elements, so you couldn't really just dictate, say, well, Wakanda's here. And then out of all of that research, the other thing is you have to create every character. And the Panther needed a villain. He didn't have a villain. I mean, that Claw was in there, and but if you're doing a series, you really need a villain that almost looks like the hero has no chance.
Exactly.
So in creating Killmonger, Rich and I sat down for a long time after I came up with the character, and that he was going to be the one taking over the Black Panthers, trying to take over Wakanda. One thing I would say, Rich and I would be sitting like this, but he'd have the drawing board. And I was the first thing is he's going to be so fierce that as soon as we see him, you think, what chance does T'Challa have against this guy? He's like, and he's so angry, and he's just so dynamic, and he's so powerful looking. And when he appeared on the first cover, now I had nothing to do with the covers. I had no input. I did not have that kind of power in those days. They just went through the artwork and picked scenes out. But Rich was drawing the covers, and they gave